We just saw a massive pump for Bitcoin yesterday, but look at this, right at my orange line, we have now had a pullback. And the question is, how is the next few days going to play out? Are we going to go up and retest this point, maybe take it on and break towards the upside? Or are we now going to, after having a massive drop here, then having a bounce, are we now going to continue towards the downside? Guys, today I am going to talk about why you saw this drop right here and what I'm expecting moving forward. I will talk about the reason why you saw it at this very moment. I'm also going to talk about the halving because there's something big about to happen for Bitcoin, and I will show you in exact numbers how much in buying pressure, or rather that it's gonna take away some selling pressure for Bitcoin, and how we can actually look at that in the long term as well moving forward, guys. So very important video today, guys. Make sure to watch this from the beginning until the end. Welcome back, everybody. My name is Chris, bringing you cryptocurrency videos every day, teaching you how to make money in this market. If you're new to the channel, then make sure to subscribe and activate the bell right now. So what I can tell you guys is that we had a massive pump yesterday. In fact, we pumped all the way from from 64,400 all the way up to almost $70,000 on some exchanges. I know that we actually reached above $70,000. So how big of a pump is that? That is almost 8%. So very epic pump here. But look at this. We went above my orange box, sorry, my orange line briefly, had a pullback. We had the bulls defending this area here on the pullback, however, ultimately breaking down. And then once we lost this level again, we saw a pretty decent drop towards the upside, towards the downside. Either way, we are at the higher prices than when I recorded my video yesterday. So that is all good. And I still think that things are looking pretty decent for Bitcoin. Now, why did we see such a big pump and a pullback? Well, the pump itself is just because Bitcoin is bullish, Bitcoin is in a bull market, and Bitcoin is going to go up in general, okay? So that is why you saw the pump. But why did we see the dump? Well, if you go to the traditional markets, you can see that we had a massive red candle yesterday at exactly, well, call it about, at about 6 p.m. yesterday. We started to see the traditional markets really go down really hard. And that is also exactly where you saw, these red candles start. Of course, first the bulls actually managed to defend us right here, but then the candle just continued to go down on traditional markets, and so it dragged Bitcoin along with it. So really, the reason why we went down and we didn't continue towards the upside here is, in my opinion, that the traditional markets pulled us down. Now, is it something to be worried about? And why did the traditional markets go down like this? Well, look at this. We do have some Fed officials that came out and actually started to talk a little bit bearish for the market compared to Jerome Powell. So what some of them said, it is smart for the US Central Bank to take our time on interest rate cuts. This is, of course, something that is very sensitive for the market when it comes to interest rates. So for him to hint that they're going to take more time before they start to cut, the market did not react well to that. Let's continue. Also, it's a question of why cut rates if the economy remains strong. So essentially, the economy is strong, so why would they cut rates? Again, market did not react well to this. Let's continue. My long-term neutral estimate was raised to 3% from 2.5% in the last month's September's data. So basically, we're going to have higher interest rates as a standard. So all of these things contributed to why the market reacted negatively. Also, we have, the Middle East, there's some uncertainty right there. We do have other factors as well, but I think that these were the main ones why we saw a drop here. And that is also why the orange line here was too much to break through, and instead we got rejected off of this point, and we saw this pullback. But why are they saying this? Well, for me, this is a very clear case of them, just managing the expectations of the markets, and they want people to feel poor. Why do they want people to feel poor? And of course, as people sell off their assets, they're gonna feel poorer eventually either way. So they want people to feel poor because if they feel poor, they're not gonna spend a lot of money, which is gonna make the inflation hopefully go down. So it's a little bit of a sinister reason why they're saying these things, because I think it's a bunch of smoke and mirrors. I think these people know that they will have to cut interest rates because of the same reasons what I've been talking about for the last few videos. The debt, the interest rate payments from the US governments is very, very high. And you can already see some parts of the system start to break down like banks and such, due to the higher rates that we have right now. So I think they know that they will have to cut rates eventually, and it's gonna happen this year, I think. But they want to say things like this for people to not expect the rates to be cut, right? So people, like I said, they don't feel rich and they don't spend a lot of money, and so inflation doesn't go up. So for me, like I said, it's not a reason to sell Bitcoin. It's not a reason to sell even traditional assets at this point. I do think that we are going to continue to go up here. It might take a little bit of time, but I do think that we are eventually going to continue towards the upside here. And in fact, if we didn't see this massive drop in traditional markets yesterday, I think we would already be at $70,000, $71,000, $72,000 again, at the same price point in which you saw us being rejected of previously here. So I think it's only a matter of time until we go up, until we break these points, and until we break our previous all-time high as well. So my stance remains the same. I am bullish on Bitcoin. Now let's talk about the halving, because the halving is coming up in 17 days. So this is massive. Now, like I've been saying, be prepared for volatility, because there's a lot of people that have been buying Bitcoin in anticipation of this event, and they're starting to take profit right now. So we do not know exactly what the Bitcoin price is gonna do leading into the halving and shortly after the halving. But I think it is over time going to have a massive effect on Bitcoin. So why? Because the cut per year, or the supply per year, is going to be cut from 900 Bitcoin mined to 450 Bitcoin mined. Now, in money, what does that mean? It means that you're going to have a reduction of daily inflow of $30 million. So the way you can see it is that the miners mine Bitcoin, they get Bitcoin every day, $30 million worth of Bitcoin every day, and then they sell that into the market. Now, they may not sell it immediately. They could sell it after some time. Either way, at some point, this is new supply being issued, and the miners are going to sell this into the market. So about $30 million worth of Bitcoin every day at current prices. Now, per quarter, that is almost $3 billion, which is absolutely massive. $3 billion per quarter. That is twice as much as MicroStrategy has invested in Q1 of 2024. So the supply shock is going to be real, but it's going to be over time. So I would say exactly the same thing as I would say with the spot Bitcoin ETF. As you know, with the spot Bitcoin ETFs, when they were approved and we were at, I think, $30,000 or 35 or whatever, I said, do not overestimate the short-term effects of the halving, but do not underestimate the long-term effects of the halving. Meaning, short-term, even if we have the halving, we could go down. I mean, we're going to have volatility, but over time, this is going to matter. $30 million less selling pressure every day is going to matter in the long run. And that is why the fundamentals for Bitcoin has never been better. So I am holding on to every single Bitcoin I have. Guys, if you want to get the best deposit bonuses out there, make sure to sign up for Bybit, up to $30,000 in bonuses using this link right here, up to $60,000 in OKX using this link, and BitGet up to $40,000. So make sure to take advantage of that. Also, the best trading toolkit out there, Lux Algo, get 20% off using my link. And guys, that is essentially what I got for you. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys in the next one.